Hey boys and girls, today we're talking about some more figurative language. We're talking about personification specifically. And some of you might know what personification is. Some of you might not know what personification is. But we're going to go over it today. And then you're going to have a little worksheet that should be able to be done pretty quickly about personification and picking out what is being personified. So when a writer has an animal or thing, so something that is not human, do something that a person can do or something a person can feel, they're using personification. So for example, we have in this photo, the dog appears to be almost human. It says the dog toured the city and then rested in the park. Dogs don't really tour the city. So the author is using the word dog, so that's your non-human object, and she's personifying it by saying that they toured the city and then maybe rested. A dog could rest though, so I wouldn't say that's personification, but definitely toured. Humans are going to tour a city. Let's see another one. We have, here's an example of the sun. So it says the sun smiled down on the children of the swimming pool. Can the sun smile? No. So that's personification. Having something that's not a person do something that a person can do. The sun can't really smile, but I can smile. That's personification. So we're taking it, and the sun is our non-human object. Smiling is what's personifying it. That's what's making it human-like. Let's go to the next one. So an example for this is that the truck and the car planned their road trip. Obviously, a truck and a car aren't going to plan a road trip. So you have the truck and the car are your non-human objects. And their personification, what's being personified to them is planning. They're planning together. Humans plan, but trucks and cars don't plan. We have another one. It says, Frederick the Frog was very happy to see his friends. Now, I guess animals can kind of be happy, but not really. So your frog is your non-human object, and being happy was what makes it kind of those human qualities. So again, it says, can the frog be happy to see friends? No, not really. That's personification. Again, having something that's not a person feel something that a person would feel. So here's another example. It said, the building shouted out a welcome to all of its visitors. Obviously, buildings aren't shouting. So your building is your non-human object. Shouting is that the personification, what it's doing that's actually a human quality. So can the building call out a welcome? No. That's personification, having something that a person can do. So for example, here we have a couple of them. A shiny car is a happy car. The car smiled. The car was delighted. You might say like, oh, my car was so happy once it was filled up with gas. Or maybe like, oh, my gas is low. My car must be thirsty. Well, cars can't be thirsty. So that would be personifying the car using personification. So again, personification is when a writer has an animal or a thing, something that's not human, do things that a person can do or a person can feel. So here we have some examples. It says chipmunks chatter and scurry. Can I chatter? Chipmunks, they might make a sound that sounds like chattering, but they don't chatter like chit-chat. Blue jays scream and scold. Again, blue jays don't scream and scold. Robins talk and gossip. They're taking robins, and their personification is talking and gossiping, demanding their story to be told. Squirrels skip and box one another. See how they're saying squirrels skip and box one another? Have you ever seen two squirrels fight? It does kind of seem like they're boxing or kind of like playing with one another. They're just kind of describing what the squirrel's doing, but they're not really skipping and boxing one another. And rabbits play hopscotch because rabbits hop a lot, so they're kind of maybe trying to describe what it looks like that an animal is doing, so it gives you more of that visual if you're reading something, but animals really aren't playing hopscotch. So let's see, we have one more little poem, and it says, "The leaves on the ground danced in the wind." Obviously, leaves can't dance, but can you picture what the leaves were doing? They were probably, think of fall, when the leaves are blowing. It kind of does look like they're dancing and floating in the air. So personification is also when you're kind of describing how something is done, or how something might look, but you're just using a human trait. The brook sang merrily as it went on its way. So we're comparing brook, and the personification is sang, but you know brook doesn't sing, so you can probably just make an inference saying like the brook was like making noise, or you could hear the water trickling down. The fence posts gossiped and watched cars go by. Again, fence posts, gossiping and watching, they don't do that. Which winked at each other just to say hi. Again, cars aren't winking at each other and they're not saying hi. The traffic lights yelled, "Stop, slow down." So when I see that, the traffic lights yelled, "Stop, slow down," I'm imagining in my head the traffic lights are red. So the author's trying to describe something, but they're using personification. Now, the tires gripped the road as if clinging to life. Obviously, tires can't really grip or grab or cling on, but I can tell that probably it means that they like stopped really abruptly and they, came to a halt. And then the last one, stars in the sky blinked and winked out while the hail was sharp as a knife. So right here we have the stars in the sky blinked, and winked out. So that's kind of almost like they're twinkling. So I could picture in my head like stars in the sky twinkling, and then while the hail was as sharp as a knife. That's not personification. That's a simile because it's using like or as. It has the word as. I'm going to stop there. I think you have a good grasp of what personification is. Your job is to do a worksheet where you're going to have to circle the non-human object and underline what human quality it's given. I think it should be a pretty simple worksheet, but go ahead and you're going to do that, and then you're going to upload it and submit it. Have fun.